Hi, welcome back again. We will be discussing the subject which you mostly skip, that is anesthesia. See, anesthesia is a important subject to crack any exam because it will give you 5 out of 6 marks. Okay, it will give you 5 out of 6 marks. Why? This is anesthesia is about 50 pages, around 50 pages, right? If you will study in detail, you will be able to solve questions from some logical questions and some questions from surgery and ENT as well. So study it carefully. Now let's get started. See, this has come recently. This is called as Mallampati score, right? It is called as Mallampati score. In this, here you can see uvula, this one. This is your soft palate, this is your hard palate, and this is your phaseal or tonsillar pillar. Okay, phaseal or tonsillar pillar. In class first, you will be able to see hard palate, soft palate, uvula, and tonsillar pillar, all. So you will be able to see all. Okay. In the second, you will be not able to see tonsillar pillar. See, not able to appreciate, right? So you will be not able to see tonsillar pillar. In the class third, you will not able to see uvula also. See, normally uvula is seen. Here you are not able to see uvula. In class 4, you will be not able to see soft palate also. Okay. Now to remember which structure gone from which class, just remember this mnemonic PUSH. Last structure for this pillars: uvula, soft palate, and hard palate. That's it. Okay, push. And tell me, Mallampati score is done for. It is done for assessment of tongue with oral cavity. Assessment of tongue with oral cavity. Assessment of tongue with oral cavity. Now, class 3 and class 4. Class 3 and class 4, it is difficult to intubate. Okay. This question has already came up. Okay. This has also came up. So remember it. Now, next. This is the image of nasopharyngeal airway. Okay, nasopharyngeal airway. It is used when there is respiratory obstruction, for example, due to fall in tongue. So when we will put nasopharyngeal airway from nose, it will lift the tongue and prevent obstruction. It will prevent obstruction, right? So nasopharyngeal airway it is made up of silicone. It is made up of silicone, and there are different types of nasopharyngeal airway. So how to recognize which nasopharyngeal airway will be used in a specific patient? So we will check the sizes from tip of the nose till the ear lobule. Okay, from tip of the nose till the air lobule, this will be the size of airway we are going to use. Okay, size will be tip of nose or ala of nose till the ear lobule. Till the ear lobule. Okay, next, this is your Gudel's airway. Gudel's airway. Here you can see the rounds, right? This circular structure is called as flange. Okay, and this is your bite block. Okay, now bite block is for prevent airway to be bited by teeth. Prevent airway to be bited by teeth. Okay, now flange is for prevent migration of airway inside the cavity. Prevent migration of airway inside the cavity. Okay, now how to choose the perfect size? Okay, from angle of lips to the angle of mandible. Okay, size will be angle of mouth to angle of mandible. Angle of mouth to the angle of mandible. Okay, and it can be easily tolerated by conscious patient. Okay, it cannot be tolerated by conscious patient, whereas nasopharyngeal airway can easily be tolerated by conscious patient. Okay, this is your Ambu bag. This has already came up in your exam. Okay, Ambu bag. Ambu bag full form is airway manual breathing unit. That's why in short form it is called as Ambu. Capacities in adult is 1.2 liter. Children it is 500 ml. Neonates it is 250 ml. Okay, Ambu bag. This has already been asked. Now we will go to the endotracheal tube. ET, endotracheal tube. Okay, now this is your beveled end. Okay, here you can see the hole like structure is called as Murphy's eye. It is called as Murphy's eye, and this is your cough. Okay, cough. Cough is used for to create seal in trachea. Okay. Now Murphy's eye is for if beveled and get blocked, then Murphy's eye is an alternate port for ventilation. Okay, and this black mark, this one, if you can see, this black mark is used to put correct placement of tube above carina. Okay, and the cuff is of, see, mostly cuff is of high volume and low pressure. Is of high volume, low pressure. Okay, next, this is your armored tube or flexometallic tube. Flexometallic tube. Okay, it is kink resistant. See, the standard endotracheal tube is transparent. Okay, while flexometallic tube has metal inside, it is going round. Okay, so it will look little bit darker, or you can say yellowish. Okay, so how to differentiate normal endotracheal tube and flexometallic? Flexometallic will look darker inside. Okay, that's the only difference between them. Here you can appreciate, you can see metal wiring inside. Okay, and remember one more MCQ. It is tube of choice for neurosurgery. Okay, then head and neck surgery, then prone position surgery and dental surgery. MCQ already been asked. Tube of choice for neurosurgery, head and neck surgery, prone position surgery and dental surgery, flexometallic tube. Okay, now next, this is your double lumen tube, DLT, double lumen tube. Okay, this is your tracheal lumen, okay, and this will be your bronchial lumen. Blue color is bronchial lumen. Okay, now here you can see connector for trachea, connector for bronchial. It will go, see, tracheal lumen will end here, it will end here, whereas bronchial lumen will go, okay, till the bronchus, right? Now there will be two cuff, okay, there will be two cuff. See, tracheal lumen will end here, bronchial lumen will end here. Now this is the tube of choice for tube of choice, not the treatment of choice for thoracic surgery, where you want to operate on one lung, you can say, right, where you want to operate on one lung. So tube of choice for thoracic surgery. And confirmation of Rice placement of double lumen tube is done by anyone? It is done by fibro optic bronchoscopy. And tell me, a Rice placement of endotracheal tube is done by anyone? It is done by capnography. Okay. Now next, this is your, see, you cannot see cuff over here, right? No. So it is uncuffed tube. It is used in pediatric patient, okay, less than 6 to 9 year old, to protect subglottic edema. Okay, when we will use cuff tube in pediatric patient, there are chances that we will get edema. So to prevent that, we will use uncuffed tube. Okay. Next, you can see curve lining, right? There are two types of laryngoscope, okay, curved one and straight one. So this is your curved laryngoscope. This is your curved laryngoscope, and most common laryngoscope used is Macintosh. Okay, Macintosh. Now here, position of laryngoscope, how we will put, right? It is called as morning snip or barking dog. When dog will bark, there will be straightening of our these joints, right? The extension of atlanto-occipital joint and flexion of cervical spine, right? Flexion of neck, or you can say cervical spine. So it is called as morning sniff or barking dog position. Flexion of cervical spine and extension of atlanto-occipital joint. Okay, this is the position of laryngoscope. MCQ already been asked. Okay, now the straight laryngoscope, straight, right? It is called as Miller's laryngoscope. Miller's laryngoscope used in pediatric patient. Used in pediatric patient to lift whole glottis, to lift whole glottis together. Okay. So the pediatric laryngoscope is Miller's and the normal one we choose is Macintosh. Okay, MM. This is your classical LMA. Classical LMA, laryngeal mask airway. Okay, now this is your distal opening. Okay, distal opening, and this is your proximal opening, right? This is your proximal opening. Okay, and this will be your tip. Okay, sorry, this is your tip. Okay, proximal opening is for ventilation. Okay, now this laryngeal mask airway we will put like this inside, and the tip will go and sit on esophagus. Okay, it will go and sit on esophagus. Okay, and remember the MCQ which will come, classical LMA is not a definitive airway. It's not a definitive airway. Okay, because it does not prevent aspiration. Does not prevent aspiration. Okay, it is a first generation supraglottic airway device. Okay, now next, this is your LMA Pro Seal. How to differentiate classical LMA? See, there is no tubing, right? There is no tubing. Now classical LMA has tube, right? Tube, and this is the opening for this one. Okay, now this is your airway tube, and the tube without connector, here you can see connector, right? The tube without connector is called as gastric tube. Is called as gastric tube. Okay, tube without connector. Now this is a second generation supraglottic airway device, right? Device. Now since it has gastric tube, so when we will put this LMA Pro Seal inside, the tip will go on esophagus, right? So we will be able to use this tube for aspiration also. Okay, for anything we will be able to use this one. Okay, LMA Pro Seal. LMA Pro Seal. Since we have gastric tube, so it is comparable to endotracheal tube in preventing aspiration. It is comparable to endotracheal tube in preventing aspiration because it has gastric tube, right? MCQ already been asked. Next, this is your eye gel tube, not eye pill. Eye gel tube. Now see, it does not have cuff, right? Here you cannot see cuff. So how does it work? Since we have given the name gel, right? So it has special polymeric gel, polymer, or you can call gel. When we will put this eye gel tube inside, it will go, and inside there is heat and moisture present, right? So this gel swells and it will form prosil. Okay, this gel will swell and it will form prosil. कोई रबर की चीज है, उसको गर्म करेंगे तो वो फैल जाएंगे ना, वैसी बात, ठीक है. सो इट विल फॉर्म प्रोसिल इनसाइड. ओके, it do not have cuff. This is also second generation supraglottic airway device. Okay. Now this is your LMA Supreme. LMA Supreme. Okay, it is curved, right? It is curved. It also has two tubes, right? One will open inside, right? Airway and gastric tube. Okay, just remember this LMA Supreme. If you will see LMA and curved, directly go for LMA Supreme. Okay, now next, see, from anesthesia machine or Boyle's machine, they are not going to ask you a question, but to understand the connection, we need to understand anesthesia machine. Okay. Now here you can see, we will start from down. These are your cylinders: oxygen cylinder, carbon dioxide cylinder. Okay, there will be N2O cylinder and air also, nitrous oxide and air, right? They will go through here, okay, and will come to flow meter. Okay, every cylinder will pass through flow meter, and from flow meter these gases will come together and they will go towards common glass outlet. Okay, from flow meter they will mix with a vaporizer and will go to common gas outlet. Okay, just remember, this is the Boyle machine, which is means this is the first one to come. Nowadays we have anesthesia workstation, means everything is there. See, you can see monitors, you can see vaporizers, and the cylinder are behind the machine, so you cannot see over here, right? This is your canisters, okay, canister, and this is your circuit. Okay, this is your flow meter, and these are some boxes to keep your paperworks and some instrument inside. Okay, there are different types of anesthesia workstation. You don't need to remember it. Okay, just I will give you one concept that should be in your mind. Okay, now see, here it is flow meter. Okay, why it is used I will discuss right now. Here also this one is your flow meter. Okay, see, single one is called as rotameter. Okay, and all together is called as flow meter. Okay, and to measure the gases, in that tube we have something which runs. Okay, गोल गोल फिरता है, which we will call it bobbin. Okay, this is the bobbin inside, right? This is the bobbin, something it will look like this. Okay, it keeps on running when when the gases will come, they just move around. Okay, the pressure it will measure. Okay, and we will measure the gas from the upper tip. From here we will measure the gas. Okay, now the tube is called as the glass tube. Okay, this tube is called as Thorp's tube. The tube is called as Thorp's tube. Now we will come on cylinders. Tell me, normally cylinders are made up of? Anyone? No? Is made up of steel and molybdenum. Okay, steel and molybdenum. Now MRI compatible cylinder is made up of aluminium or titanium. MCQ already been asked. Okay, MCQ, both are MCQ. There are different sizes of cylinders from A to HH. Okay, and the type of cylinder attached to anesthesia machine is of type E. Why type E? Because it has something called as pin index. We will discuss it. Because it has pin index. Okay, this cylinder is of, here you can see black body and white shoulder. It is of oxygen. Black body, white shoulder, it is of oxygen, and the pin index is 2 and 5, not 2.5, 2 and 5. Okay, and minimum pressure for oxygen cylinder to use in general anesthesia is when we are using general anesthesia, the minimum pressure required in a cylinder when you are going to use oxygen cylinder is 1000 psi, not police sub inspector, it is pound per square inch. Okay, now MCQ recently came. This cylinder is of, here you can see blue body, blue shoulder, or you can say directly blue color, is of nitrous oxide. MCQ recently asked. Okay, and pin index is of 3 and 5. 3 and 5, not 3.5. Okay, and here you can see gray body, black and white shoulder. Gray body with black and white shoulder is of air, and pin index is 1 and 5. Okay, pin index is 1 and 5. Now orange, it will go for cyclopropane, and pin index is 3 and 6. Cyclopropane pin index is 3 and 6. Now this is gray body, gray shoulder, and it is of CO2. Now there are two pin index for CO2. When there is gas present more than 7%, it is 1 and 6. Less than 7%, this will be your 2 and 6. Okay, there are two cylinder for, means there are two pin index for carbon dioxide. Okay, now we will go next. What is pin index? Okay, why we have pin index? First, you know that cylinders are used for 10-20 years till they get fully damaged. When you will go to anesthesia department or surgery department, there you will see they are looking like black cylinders only. All are full carbonated cylinders. सब पे जंग लगा हुआ है, सब काले हैं, तो फिर इन्हें पहचानेंगे कैसे हम, राइट? Then there comes the role of pin index. See, every cylinder will have holes like this. Okay, these are specific holes. Okay, which will get attached to anesthesia machine. See, machine will have these pins. Okay, specific cylinder will attach to specific pin only. So there comes the role of pin index. Now pin index does two things. Pin index is used for refilling or filling of cylinder and attachment to machine. Okay, that's why we have pin index. That's why we are using type E cylinders. Okay, right? So see, this is nitrous oxide, right? Nitrous oxide cylinder. So it has 3 and 5, right? See, 3 and 5. This will be your 5 and this will be your 3. That's why we have pin index. These are actually the holes on cylinder. Okay. Now we will come to vaporizer. They will ask you different colors. Okay, this will come as a one liner. Now halogen has red color. Halogen has red color. Isofluorine has purple. Sevofluorine has yellow. Desfluorine has blue. N-fluorine has orange. Now how to remember it? We have the mnemonic. Okay, we have the mnemonic. Don't worry. RH, right heart. Okay, RH. Purple, purple will go with PI, pen index, or you can call this piss. Okay, every time you get pissed off, right? So this is the your piss. You are getting pissed off by me right now, so pissed. Sevoflurane is of yellow color. Yes, 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 bro. Yes. Desflurane, the thing which you like the most. BD, BD. And Enflurane will stand for Eno. Eno is of orange color. Something is better than nothing, so I have created this mnemonic for you specially. Try to remember it. If not, use these mnemonics. Okay, the best mnemonic for each and everything in our medical world is hard work. Okay, hard work. Everything is not easy in the life. See, there are different companies for vaporizers, so they have different types of sizes. But remember, all the vaporizer of same company will be of same size, same module you can say, but Desflurane will be the different. See here also, Desflurane is of different size, right? Desflurane is of different size. Okay, and Desflurane has already been asked. Okay, which color it has? Blue color. Now, how the vaporizer, how the cylinder, how the flow meter connect together and what they make at the end, we will discuss. There is a one concept. Actually, I want to tell you something which will be cleared. Okay, now see, there are different cylinders, right? Cylinders. Okay, they will be connected to, okay, they will be connected to flow meter, right? This will be your flow meter, where they have different tubes, right? Thorpe's tubes. Okay, and this from here they will be connected to, here there will be attachment of vaporizer. This is your cylinder, flow meter, from vaporizer it will go to common gas outlet. Okay, this common gas outlet give us fresh gas flow. Fresh gas flow. That's why I drawn this image to tell you what is fresh gas flow. Fresh gas is a mixture of your gases which is present in cylinder and the vaporizers which will be attached in your anesthesia machine. Okay, the whole mixture of this is called as fresh gas flow. This fresh gas flow from common outlet through the circuits, semi-closed, closed circuit, we will give it to patient. Okay, remember this. Now, first will be your oxygen. You can attach air, NTO, okay, different, but oxygen should be firstly attached. Why? There is we used to say that oxygen is most downstream gas. Okay, most downstream gas in your anesthesia machine means सबसे पहले लगेगा, ठीक है, उसके बाद बाकी के लगेंगे. Why? There is a reason. See, this tube has a T-like structure, right? T. If you will put oxygen, okay, these are going through the circuits, right? If you will put oxygen over here, see, there will be leakage over in this T tube, because after all it is a machine, so it can have small holes और ढीले हो चुके हैं ट्यूब्स, तो उसमें से जाने के चांसेस ज़्यादा है. सो वी कैन नॉट वेस्ट ऑक्सीजन बाय पुटिंग इट. इफ यू विल पुट इट ऑन थर्ड हेयर इन दिस, so there are chances to get leak from here also, right? So that's why we used to put oxygen first. So most downstream gas is oxygen. Okay, next. Now we will come to circuits, not the circuit from Munna Bhai MBBS. These are the anesthesia circuit. Okay, these are your, actually there are used to be 4 circuits: open, semi-open, semi-closed and closed. But open and semi-open circuits are absolute now. There are only semi-closed and closed circuit. Okay, these are your semi-closed circuits and this is your closed circuit. There will be sure shot 1 MCQ from circuit. Now see, the fresh gas which I just told you, right? Fresh gas is a mixture of vaporizer and gases, different gases. Okay, we will connect one circuit to give it to patient. Now see, Mapleson A, fresh gas flow will come from here. This is your expiratory valve. Okay, expiratory valve. Okay, where we have APL, this the T like structure, right, in everywhere. What is this? It is called as adjustable pressure relief valve. Adjustable pressure relief valve. Okay, when patient will expire, the valve will go up and the gases will come out. That's why APL. Okay, B and C, Mapleson circuit, is no more used. Okay, now we will discuss this one afterward. Now let's try go on closed circuit. See, this part will be attached to patient, right? They have inspiratory lip, expiratory lip, and on expiratory and inspiratory lip they have unidirectional valve that will open only one side, right? See here, it will open one side, means gas will go this side, and when will patient expire, it will go from this side. Okay, it has rebreathing bracket and the canister, soda lime canister, berry lime canister, it will be attached to absorb the CO2 because it is closed circuit, right? And this is your fresh gas flow. Okay, and see, APL is closed. This is your Mapleson A. Mapleson A. Okay, fresh gas flow will go from here. Okay, it will go from here and till the patient it will go. Okay, patient will inhale, and when he will exhale, it will go out from expiratory limb, right? APL. Now this is the circuit of choice for spontaneous ventilation. This is the circuit of choice for spontaneous ventilation. Okay, and there is a modification of Mapleson A is called as lax circuit or lax system. What they did, they shifted the expiratory limb to near to the fresh gas flow, and they have made coaxial limb. Okay, till that means when a patient will inhale, gas will go from here to the patient, and when patient exhales, it will go back from here, right? That's it. There will be only question coming, that is Mapleson A is a circuit of choice for spontaneous ventilation. Now Mapleson D, or you can say Bain circuit, because Bain circuit is used commonly. Okay, now see, this is the image of Bain circuit. Here you can see the green one is your fresh gas flow axial limb, and this one is the surrounding will be expiratory limb. Okay, gas will come out from here and gas will go inside from here. Okay, Mapleson D is a circuit of choice for controlled ventilation. Circuit of choice for controlled ventilation. And second circuit of choice means if they haven't given the option of Mapleson A, then you will choose Mapleson D for spontaneous ventilation, right? So Mapleson D is used for controlled ventilation also, spontaneous ventilation also. So what it will be called? It is used everywhere, right? So it will be called as universal circuit. Universal circuit. Okay, most common semi-closed circuit is Mapleson D. Most common semi-closed circuit used is Mapleson D circuit. Okay, now Mapleson E or iris T piece. T, it look like something like T. Okay, Mapleson E. Gas will come from here. Okay, they have kept this limb open, will come, and when patient exhales, gas will go out from here. So what Jackson did, he just added one extra stuff to Mapleson E, that is back. Okay, Mapleson F is just a modification of Mapleson E. This is your Mapleson F or Jackson-Rees modification. Okay, right? See, this is the tube. Okay, and he just added back. He just added back. If at all you are going to get image based question, it will be from Mapleson D or F or A. That's it. okay, but there will be short one-liner from all the circuits. Okay, Mapleson F is used, or you can say circuit of choice for spontaneous and controlled ventilation in pediatric patient. Actually, it is the only circuit used in pediatric patient. It is the only circuit which is used in pediatric patient. Circuit of choice for control or spontaneous ventilation in pediatric patient. It is your Mapleson F or Jackson Ridge circuit. Okay. Now, next, you have seen the image of closed circuit. Okay. There we have seen the canister attached. The canister is actually CO2 absorber. Okay, and the CO2 absorber most commonly used is soda lime. Okay, not soda lime and whiskey, soda lime. Main component is sodium hydroxide. Okay, other are potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, water, silica and dye. The maximum concentration is of calcium and the main component is sodium hydroxide, main component. Okay, and there is silica for its hardness, means to keep this soda lime granules hard. Okay, it will be a silica, and the most common dye used in soda lime, or you can say canister, is phenolphthalein. Okay, now after soda lime there was one dye which came, it is called as berry lime, but due to it increase temperature with sevoflurane, so we don't use berry lime anymore. Okay, so it is withdrawn from market. Next, see, don't get confused between EEG and this image, BIS, or you can say bispectral index, BIS, and this is the electrodes which are attached is for EEG. Bispectral index, here you will see two markings, right, and this is your BIS monitor. BIS monitor is used for, BIS is used for, anyone? No, BIS is used for to check depth of anesthesia. It is used to check depth of anesthesia. Okay, MCQ just came recently. Okay, now BIS has scale. See here you are seeing something, right? BIS has scale. It is from 0 to 100. Okay, now don't think that 0 is for aware patient. Actually 0 stand for coma and 100 stand for fully aware. Okay, fully aware. That's why it is 97 in this patient, right? Because he is aware, he just closed eyes, he is not bedridden, right? Fully aware. Now here, target BIS index in intraoperative, means on in the OT, is around 40 to 60. We need to maintain in this range. Okay, And one more thing, BIS and EEG has the same principle. MCQ, it has same principle. BIS and EEG has same principle. Right? Now, capnography. Tell me why it is done. Capnography is done to measure expired CO2 against time, that is EtCO2, expired CO2 against time. Okay, it is just a graphical representation of expired CO2 against time. Right? Now there are 4 phases, okay, of capnograph. First will be your dead space, ventilation. Second will be your dead space plus alveolar ventilation. Okay, and third will stand for alveolar only. Okay, and fourth or 0 or 4 is your inspiration. Okay, there are 2 angles in capnograph. One is your alpha angle and this one is your beta angle. You should know this angle because there are MCQs. Okay, alpha angle and beta angle. Now we will discuss some capnographic question. 7-year-old boy is being operated under general anesthesia. Suddenly EtCO2 value increases from 40 to 60 and his core temperature started increasing. What is the diagnosis? Tell me, what will be the diagnosis? See, EtCO2 value has doubled, right? From 40 to 80 it has doubled. Okay, it's being under general anesthesia and his core temperature is increasing. So there is something called as hypermetabolism, right? Hypermetabolism increases the EtCO2 value, right? So which is this in this, which one is the hypermetabolic state? The answer, if there is any doubling or tripling of EtCO2 value, blindly go for malignant hyperthermia. Means, see, this is your normal baseline, this is your normal capnograph and it has doubled, right? Doubled in the next cycle, right? It has doubled. Any doubling and tripling in EtCO2 value, it is only seen in malignant hyperthermia. Okay, other hypermetabolic state increases the EtCO2 value but not the doubling and tripling. Okay, so malignant hyperthermia. Answer for this question is malignant hyperthermia. Same question will come, same. Okay, there is no rocket science. Hyperthermia. And tell me the recent MCQ which came from malignant hyperthermia. Drug used to treat malignant hyperthermia is dantrolene. See malignant hyperthermia as a topic. It is very important to remember. It is coming again and again in your exam, so you should know each and everything about malignant hyperthermia. You should read it carefully. I don't know your anesthesia teacher has taught you or not, but you should learn about malignant hyperthermia. From medicine also you can study, okay, not just anesthesia, okay, remember it. Next question. In neurosurgery, during mid surgery, suddenly EtCO2 drops from 40 to 20 mmHg, and SpO2 decreases from 95 to 80, and BP from 120 to 70. Okay, what is the diagnosis? There is sudden drop of EtCO2, right? Sudden drop of EtCO2, right? It is seen in, there is one condition only where you will see sudden drop of EtCO2. This one was normal capnograph, right? So it become half, right? It become half, or it decreased in next cycle. It is, there is only one condition where it will decrease suddenly. This is your venous air embolism. Okay, now tell me where you will see venous air embolism. You will see the surgery which is done above your heart. The surgery which is done above your heart. Okay, where there you will see air embolism, and most commonly seen in neurosurgery. Most commonly seen in neurosurgery. Okay, venous air embolism most commonly seen in neurosurgery. In that also, if you want to remember it. Most commonly seen in posterior fossa tumor surgery. Posterior fossa tumor surgery. Okay, and to diagnose venous air embolism, which test is done? Tell me. Diagnosed by TEE, transesophageal echocardiography, followed by Doppler ultrasonography. Doppler ultrasonography. Okay, diagnosed by TE or Doppler ultrasonography. Okay, now identify the capnography or capnograph shown below. Try. What is this? I have given the hint. Actually, it should not be here. You have seen this angle, right? This angle. See the angle which is supposed to be like this, right? Now it has gone up. So from 90 to it has increased. So there is increase in alpha angle. There is increase in alpha angle, right? It is called as shark fin pattern. shark fin. This is the shark fin, right? You have seen this in your movies. This is called as shark fin. Now it is seen due to obstruction in lungs. Due to obstruction in lungs. So in the option, tell me where will be the obstruction in lung? The answer will be for this is your COPD. COPD, not what? COPD, not pudi. COPD, bronchospasm, asthma, not astha, asthma, then kinking of circuit, and endotracheal tube obstruction. Okay, shark fin pattern will be seen in COPD, bronchospasm, asthma, kinking of circuit, and endotracheal tube obstruction. Okay, it is due to increase in alpha angle. Already been asked. Okay, so remember it. Identify the capnography shown below. Seen in pediatric patient, return of spontaneous ventilation, CO2 rebreathing, or severe kyphoscoliosis, not scoliosis. What is it? There is sudden dip, right? Sudden dip. It is called as Currer cleft. It is called as Currer cleft. It is seen in spontaneous return of spontaneous ventilation. Patient is coming out of anesthesia. Okay, Currer cleft is seen in return of spontaneous ventilation or patient is coming out of anesthesia. So if you want to continue anesthesia, we will give it again, right? Neuromuscular blocker, we will give it again, right? Also tell me, there is something called Currer plant in forensic medicine. Currer plant. It is a neurotoxic poison used in, means we used to put it on arrows to kill the peoples. Okay, पुराना है. Now see, in this is the normal baseline, right? In the normal patient, it should not go above, it is going above, right? So our CO2 is increasing, right? So patient is rebreathing CO2, right? So this is the graph of CO2 rebreathing. Capnography is going above the line, so obviously patient is rebreathing CO2, right? Now CO2 rebreathing will be seen in closed circuit, it will be seen when CO2 absorber has exhausted or unidirectional valve malformation. right? The valve which was present in closed circuit was unidirectional. It was opening one sided, right? And the CO2 absorber which we used soda lime or berry lime, it is getting exhausted. मीन्स इतना CO2 अंदर भर गया कि वो फुल हो गया, और फिर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कहाँ जाएगा? पेशेंट के अंदर फिर से वापस जाएगा, राइट? और अगर वॉल भी खराब हो गई तो वो तो अलग अलग टाइप से फंक्शन करेंगे, राइट? इसीलिए नाउ नेक्स्ट, हाँ, इन सेमी क्लोज सर्किट, in semi closed it will be due to inadequate fresh gas flow. Inadequate fresh gas flow means there is less fresh gas flow, okay, in the circuit. Next, identify the capnography shown below, okay? It is called as cardiogenic oscillation. It is called as cardiogenic oscillation, okay? It is seen in pediatric patient and very thin patient. Okay, normally capnogram is graph is like this, and this there will be sudden like this, it will go down, right? Cardiogenic oscillation is seen in pediatric patient or thin patient. Why? Due to transmission of impulse from heart to the lung, okay? Means contraction and relaxation impulse is going from heart to lung very fast, right? That's why, okay? In this, here you can see normally capnogram is like this, right? In this, like this, something like this. It is called as bifid capnogram. Bifid capnogram. Bifid capnogram. It will be seen in your severe kyphoscoliosis. Severe kyphoscoliosis. Okay, bifid capnograph is seen in severe scoliosis. This is what all about capnogram you should remember. This is very important. When you will go to anesthesia department or surgery department, you are going to see capnogram. Okay, so remember it. The machine which is attached to the anesthesia machine which is showing the graphs, actually this is the capnogram. Okay, now this actually you would have seen this in your MBBS time. Okay, this is called as pulse oximeter. Pulse oximeter. Pulse oximeter. What is measure? It measure oxygen saturation of arterial blood, that is SpO2. O2, oxygen saturation of arterial blood, pulse oximetry. Okay, it is based on two principle. MCQ principle is, just remember the name, you no need to go in detail. This is your law of plethysmography and law of oximetry, or Beer-Lambert's law. Beer-Lambert's law. Now there is one more question in, okay, we will discuss in next slide. Now tell me here, all of the following affects the value of pulse oximetry except. What is the answer? What do you think? All will go for nail polish. What is this about? अबे ये क्या ऑप्शन दे दिया, यही तो कैच है. You will get out every time on option A. Read all option carefully. Okay. The answer for this question is jaundice. Okay. Inaccuracy in oximeter. Inaccuracy in pulse oximetry is seen in your hypotension, hypothermia, nail polish. Okay, nail polish. So hypotension, hypothermia, nail polish. Specifically blue nail polish. Okay. Then if there is pigmentation, okay, or dark skin color, okay, pulse oximetry is racist. And the two important thing that you should remember, that pulse oximetry is not affected by write down in capital letter in your notes, jaundice and anemia. It is not get affected by jaundice or anemia. One more, add one more in your inaccuracy list, that is sulfur hemoglobin. Okay, pulse oximetry does not get affected in jaundice and anemia. Remember these two at least. Okay, now how it is used? What is this actually? First tell me. This is called as neuromuscular monitor. Neuromuscular monitor, or you can say TOF monitor. What is TOF stand for? This should have been told in your classes. TOF means train of 4. It is used This monitor used to measure train of 4. The most common nerve used to monitor is your ulnar nerve, right? Ulnar nerve. Okay, we will stimulate ulnar nerve and we will see contraction and relaxation of adductor pollicis muscle. Adductor pollicis muscle. Okay, here it is, adductor pollicis muscle. These are positive electrodes. We will stimulate it and we will measure. See, you will not get image like this, you will get image like this without pointer, because here you can see it is written top. That's why they will give you image like this. If at all it is going to come, you will get image like this. Okay, remember, most common nerve used to monitor neuromuscular monitoring or TOF, it is ulnar nerve, and ulnar nerve monitors on adductor pollicis muscle. Okay, now what is this? Anyone? This is your Swan-Ganz catheter. MCQ coming again and again. It is pulmonary artery catheter. Pulmonary artery catheter. Okay, it has different ports, as you can see, proximal port, distal port, inflammation, and thermistor to monitor the temperature. Okay, and these are different ports to means for different things, to inject the drug, to localize anything. Okay, Swan-Ganz catheter. This has already been asked. See how you will put. It will, Swan-Ganz catheter will go from superior vena cava to right atrium, then to right ventricle, and then to pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery, right? Proximal port will open at right atrium, so we can see the things, or we can you put the things in right atrium, and the remaining part, the thermistor and port balloon and distal port, will go to pulmonary artery. Swan-Ganz catheter. MCQ coming again and again. What is this? You are not going to get image like this. First of all, how to detect means this cannula, दो छेद है नाक में डालने के लिए. So it will be your nasal cannula. Nasal cannula. Okay, and one more thing you should remember, it is a variable performance device. I am suggesting you make the list of variable performance device and fixed performance device. There will be question, one liner or all except. They are not going to give such cannulas, so make a list and put it in your notes. Nasal cannula. Okay, now this is your simple face mask. Face mask. You can see plain, everything is plain, right? Transparent. And this is your face mask with rebreathing bag. Face mask with rebreathing bag. The bag will be attached to face mask, right? These both are also variable performance device. These both also are variable performance device. Now see, simple face mask is transparent, everything is transparent, right? Now this is something, right? Something attached to it. This is called as Venturi mask, not Manchuri. Venturi mask. This is called as Venturi mask. Okay, it has different Venturi walls. Okay, blue, white, yellow, red, green. So to differentiate between simple face mask with rebreathing bag and the Venturi mask, right? Venturi mask has the walls, so there will be something colorful with it, right? With the tube. In simple face mask, everything will be transparent, and rebreathing bag you can easily detect. So this has different concentration. Okay, remember this one. I know that you are not going to remember anything. Remember at least this one, 60. Okay, and this is your one more thing. Venturi mask is fixed performance device. Fixed performance device. This is anesthetic face mask. This is your anesthetic face mask. Okay, you will see the rim is colorful. Okay, there are different types of colors. You will see rim is colorful. Okay, so to differentiate between Venturi mask and the anesthetic mask, Venturi mask will have wall with tube, and the anesthetic mask will have the rim. Rim will be colorful. Okay, and it gives FiO2 of 100%, around 100%. Okay, that's why it is called as anesthetic mask. Now this is, see, you can see the black markings over here, right? Black marking, cannula, right? Cannula with the markings, right? This is used for epidural anesthesia. Okay, to differentiate epidural needle and spinal needle, this is the only hint. You don't need to remember the spinal anesthesia needle, just remember this needle. This needle is called as Tuhois needle. Okay, and the spinal anesthesia needles are, just remember the name, Quinkis, Sporte, and Vitacre. Quinkis, Sporte, and Vitacre. Okay, just remember the names. Now there is one more question. the sequence of piercing in both the anesthesia. Which ligament is pierced in spinal anesthesia? These two questions came already ready and they are coming again and again. You can go and check your books. This question will be there for sure, 110%. In epidural anesthesia, skin, subcutaneous tissue, supraspinatus ligament, interspinous ligament, ligamentum flavum, epidural space. Okay, this will be pairs in epidural anesthesia, right? EP, and all things will be spared in spinal, right? Ligamentum flavum, you should remember this ligament. They are asking this ligament again and again. Okay, how to check that we have reached epidural space in epidural anesthesia? There will be loss of resistant. When you will reach epidural space, there will be loss of resistance. When you will put needle, it will not resist when it will reach epidural space. And spinal anesthesia, there will be return of CSF from your needle, right? CSF will come out in spinal anesthesia. These are the confirmatory sign that you have reached the epidural or spinal space. Okay, now last but not the least, this is your most important thing. This has already been asked. Which one came in exam? Anyone? Pink. Why it has came? It came because this is the most commonly used cannula. Okay, orange and gray used in trauma. Okay, green and pink for adults, and this one goes for pediatric or elderly. Okay, this two will go for elderly. You should remember at least gauge size. At least gauge size. As gauge increases, the flow rate goes down. You can see flow rate goes down. Okay, orange cannula is like a knife, small knife that you will pierce through. Okay, remember at least pink. If at all you are not going to remember the pink. So I have made something easy for you. Okay, there are many mnemonics, worthless, totally baseless, but I think this mnemonic will help you. Okay, the one which actually I follow. Okay, what is the color of Indian flag? Tricolor, right? Tricolor. Orange, gray. Also there is white cannula which is of 17 gauge size, but remember 16 gauge because white cannula is rare to find. Okay, and green, right? Tricolor of Indian flag, pink ball, blue jersey. The mnemonic is India play with pink ball in blue and yellow jersey. India has tricolor, orange, grey, green. Pink ball goes for pink, blue goes for blue, and yellow goes for your yellow. Something is better than nothing. This mnemonic will help you. Just revise it and you can see the sequence. India, tricolor orange will go for 14, gray or white 16, green 18, pink ball 20, right? And then blue is for 22 and yellow is for 24 gauze. Remember at least gauze size. This is the most important thing to be remembered. Okay, now I will love to tell you that I have covered your all the technical or instrumental part of anesthesia. Now the homework for you is to cover your drug part. If you will finish your drug part, so within 2 hours you will be able to means revise anesthesia. It will give you sure shot 5 out of 5 marks. So do not miss this subject. See, the big subject have 500 at 600 pages notes, and they will give you around 50 to 20 marks out of 30 marks right? But when you have 50 pages notes, so you can sure shot correct 5 questions. So do not miss this subject at all. Okay, and last thing, I will give you LMR of anesthesia on my Facebook page or AFMG group. Okay, I will give it to Mahesh sir, or I will give it in your AFMG group. Okay, so you can use it in the last. My request, do not miss this subject at all. Okay, thank you.